All right, Shalom. First and foremost, we'd like to give all honor and glory and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, to all the Akim out there teaching and preaching this truth with 144% sincerity, to the men, women, and children listening and learning to the Bayash Devadat, the house of David. All right, this is Men of Valor, Las Vegas camp, coming to you through the will and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. All right, but without further ado, we're just going to jump right into camp. All right.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 24, and verse 12. And it reads, "And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold."
Because iniquity shall abound. All right, because wickedness, because evilness. All right, because of these people not hearkening unto the word of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai and continuing to be in folly in this world. All right, continue after idolatry, continue adultery, and a bunch of all these abominable acts that they commit, eating unclean foods. All right, your women going off, men going off. All right, the A, B, C, D, F, G alphabet. You know, all that. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai has these people out here doing blasphemy in his name. All right, from the false prophet all the way into the common heathen. All right, committing false acts.
Second Esdras 15.
No, that's the spirit. That's where I was looking.
Second Esdras 15 and verse 6. It reads, "For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled."
God, the wickedness has exceeded the whole earth. It's continuously polluted. All right, you got, once again, people out here, all right, just doing what they want to do. All right, and making the earth itself just defiled. All right, through all the chemicals, through all the shit that they do. All right.
Verse 7, "Therefore saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually."
God. So Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai hears the cries and the prayers of his saints, all right, of the people who are calling upon his name for the wickedness of this queendom. All right. Got a couple of demons over here, but you know, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, it's the wickedness, all right, continuously. All right, you can't get away from it wherever you go in this land. All right.
This is Isaiah 58 and 1. "Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgressions, and the house of Jacob their sins."
God. So we're out here crying out loud. It's like it, crying out loud and spare not caring what these people think, not caring what they think if we're sitting here, as they call them, we're sitting here in dresses, not caring to give them their judgment, telling you how about Shimi Al-Shai is going to destroy them. All right, from being wicked. All right, from smoking cigarettes, from eating abominable foods, for blaspheming his name. All right, Yahweh Shemi Al-Shai don't care about these 2/3. All right, and these heathen. All right, he cares about his order and what he directed people to do and how to live. Right, there is no negotiation. This is not about what you feel. What you feel is a bunch of shit because you're full of shit. All right. You want to go ahead and are you going down on that?
You want me to?
Yeah, go down.
Isaiah 50. Sorry. Isaiah 58. It's going to be verse 2. Reads, "Yet they seek me daily and delight to know my ways, as a nation that did righteousness and forsook not the ordinance of their power. They ask of me the ordinances of justice they take delight in approaching to the Most High.
God, and read down. I'm gonna break that down, but read down another verse.
Yeah. Wherefore we fasted, say they, and thou seest not. Wherefore we have afflicted our soul, and thou takest no knowledge. Behold, in that day of your fast ye find pleasure, and exact all your labors.
God. So how about Shimei Shai? So how about Shimei Shai? Doesn't hear our fast right now. All right. He doesn't hear our fast as a nation. All right, but he hears the sincere men and women of Israel's fast. All right. But right now, as a nation, we're destroyed. All right, we're absolutely destroyed in our labor. All right, we labor for this system. All right, to no gain. All right, roughly paraphrasing scripture, we labor with holes in our back. All right, that's why what is it? Ends. I'm trying to make ends meet. We know ends don't meet. How can ends meet? It's the end. All right, it has to be an end in the beginning. All right, but you're storing up riches. You're storing up riches to simply pay your bills. All right, every time you turn around, you got another bill that's due. All right. Yeah, and that's exactly it. Slavery, daily. All right.
That's why we're not, striving, to be somebody on this side, right? Because there's no real reward for that. It says in the book of Luke, those people that say that they've made it, the celebrities, people in that you would call a high place, which ultimately sold their soul to get there, they received their consolation on this side. All right. Now the Lord's only going to deliver those who are seeking Him daily. They're only going to deliver the people who come into this truth, and start practicing and bringing back the nation of Israel into remembrance, whether it's through trying to better themselves through the law, statutes, and commandments, But those are the only people that are gonna see salvation, which were ultimately predestinated by Yahweh Shimei Al-Shai. I got this precept. This is the book of Judges 5:11. They that are delivered from the noise of the archers in the places of the drawing water, there shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord, even the righteous acts toward the inhabitants of his villages in Israel. Then shall the people go down to the gates. All right, and those gates, represent, the straight and narrow, the path that Yahweh Shimei Al-Shai set in place, for his people, his elect, the elect nation of Israel to follow. Everybody wants to enter the kingdom through a wide gate because they think they could do whatever the fuck they want, and still receive salvation. But that's not true. And people don't like the truth. All right. Here we had, two Jakes over here, trying to blast some music when we didn't give them a lighter. But we're not gonna enable somebody to sin. Hey, but those that rehearse the righteous acts will see salvation. If it was predestinated or preordained by Yahweh Shimei Al-Shai.
I got it for free. This is the book of Sirach. This is going to be chapter 10 and verse 30, and it reads, "The poor man is honored of his skill, and the rich man is honored of his riches. He that is honored in poverty, how much more is rich? It's lucky. How much more in riches? And he that is dishonorable in riches, how much more in poverty?" All right, because Yahweh Shimei Al-Shai, all right, doesn't deal with the mega rich. All right.
You said in Matthew,
Con. Yeah, matter of fact, go ahead and pull that up in Matthews.
it'll be easier to enter a kingdom through the.
It'd be easier for a camel to enter the kingdom to the eye of a needle. You know, but hey, Yahweh Shem Yahushai does not deal with that rich man. All right, here it is. Poor men have wisdom. All right, and the poor men being starting with Apostle Tahar, Apostle Gabar, Apostle Salaki, Apostle Gabar, Apostle Rakah, Apostle Ramla. All right, and the men that follow Salakia, and the men that follow them, right, to follow the right doctrine, the 100% truth.
I meant to bring this out in the scripture before. That those gates resemble the leadership. Okay, the gates of the nobles, is the leadership from the apostles. It is the right way to follow.
Hey, those gates, and don't get us wrong. Esau Edom has a left. The other heathens have a left side, left hand gate. All right, because they follow after their father, the devil. All right, pursuing to John 8:44. All right, ye are of your father, the devil. You got that?
I got that.
God.
Matthew 19 and 24. And again, I say unto you, it is easier for a camel to go through an eye of a needle than it is for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of the Most High.
It is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle. All right. And hey, it's a parable that is being said right here, but understand that. All right. It's easier because once again, nobody respects those who have the word of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. The only respect that is given is people who believe in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, who are searching for Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. All right, who are trying to come up out of this way of Babylon. All right, those are the only the people that receive honor. All right, what is that? Roughly paraphrase the scripture. Prophet have not honor in his own land. All right.
Yahushua said if they don't receive you, like the dust off your feet, move on.
God,
because even Yahushua, he wasn't accepted. He had to go somewhere else and then bring the truth back before his fame and the miracles that he was performing, reached back unto the place where he was from. But they didn't accept him. They're like, who?
This is him.
Who do you think you are?
Right. This is who the son of David.
Just a quick testimony. When I was probably when I was like 18, 19, I went to San Francisco and I met this dude, who was living out on the street, and his name was Tony DeRay. And he looked like a Edomite. He could have been a speckled bird though, but he was telling us his story and everything. We had gave him a little bit of food to eat, me and my friends. And he was like, I'm a multi-millionaire, but I just gave it all up because, I'm closer to, he said, I'm closer to God here, but like they say, more money, more profit, but he couldn't, he didn't feel right with himself with all that money.
He didn't feel like himself.
Right. So, he had to do it, complete extreme extent.
Right.
But, it took some time. Like, why would you do that? It's always stayed with me, though.
God.
This is Proverbs chapter 24, starting at verse 19. Fret not thyself because of evil men, neither be thou envious at the wicked. Verse 20, for there shall be no reward to the evil man, the candle of the wicked shall be put out.
God, don't be envious. All right, don't be envious of what somebody else has got. All right, because once again, like the brother said, that person has received their reward on this side. All right, that's what they sold out. Those celebrities, All right, those celebrities, those Fortune 500, CEOs, CFOs, and most of them people have sold out. All right, they have sold out through the love of money. you know, they might not have had to commit a perverse act like most entertainers right away, but slowly but surely their soul has been eaten away, right? Because they fall in that love of money. Like the brother said, once again, more money, more problems, right? More demons that are trying to jump on you. And you're more susceptible to demons. Why? Because if your life becomes uncomfortable, all right, you're going to make sure that you do whatever it is to get back to the position where you were. All right, for most people. Yeah, more than
That's just
I'll come back around to that.
You got another one? Yeah, going down on that? Or was that it? I thought there was
verse 21. Sorry, this is Proverbs chapter 24, verse 21. My son, fear thou the Lord and the king, and meddle not with them that are given to change. Verse 22, for their calamity shall rise suddenly, and who knoweth the ruin of them both?
Who knoweth the ruin of them both? All right, taking it back to show you that understanding. All right, those men or women are in a poor case. All right, because all they wanted to do is by any means necessary be successful, have that bag, get that car, have that house, live that lifestyle, be that dude, be that bad bitch. That's what you wanted. So this is your consolation and your prize. But who knoweth your end?
Right. A lot of people, these days will give up, almost anything to have that status. You see it every day with, these Instagram models. They give up they whole person, their whole dignity, so to speak. Just to get some money on OnlyFans.
Right.
They doing it all over a little bit of change, and then as they grow older, see, because a woman like that, they only got a short term
shelf
life for that type of job. Once they hit 30, 35, that job ain't, people don't want to see that no more. So you got about 10 to 15 years, if you don't do too much drugs and alcohol in between that.
But not only that, you have a shorter time, right? Because you have to keep those fans watching, so you keep on doing more lewd acts, more lewd stuff. And after you've hit a plateau where, oh man, she's bestiality, well, now you just lost maybe half of your fan base. All right.
When you take that switch, you gonna, you get more initially, but
right.
Then now you're not worth as much.
Right. You're deteriorating. All right. You're like you're worse than a used car. All right.
Verse 23. These things also belong to the wise. It is not good to have respect of persons in judgment.
Because Yahweh Shemi Shai is not a respecter of persons. All right. And if we are like mind, like Yahweh Shemi Shai, we're not respecting you anyway. All right, because of the wicked things that you do. All right, we might be cordial. All right, but knowing that, hey, the acts that you commit, all right, make you an abomination. And if this were any other time, all right, and if this were Yahweh Shemi Shai's kingdom, for certain things that you do, you would be put to death. And other things that you would do, hey, it might cause you for a different type of punishment. All right?
This is why they always because verse important. They understand that you're not a person. A person is different than a man, and man have rights. And it's important to separate that. So once you make that clear and use the Bible in court They understand what that means. They're gonna act like they don't, but they understand completely what that means. And so that's why a lot of times, Lord to the court, people say that, and I don't say it because I've been there so many times. But that's what they're saying. She's not a respected person. You're a man. You're not a person. And the court is saying that take that book in a case like that.
Because what does Yahweh Shai say? What does Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai say? Remember, roughly paraphrasing, you remember yourself as men.
Exactly.
All right?
Yeah. One other thing also is that
No, go ahead.
the Bible says there should be no graven images. What that means is that's the testimony when you look at it business-wise and to your ignorance. So if you see a gravestone that has all capital letters, there's nothing that has that in English language. When you see them on the stock market like that, all capital letters, that's language for the illiterate. And whenever you see that, that's living testament. Not, I mean, you're dead, obviously, but gravestone that has a graven image on there. That's supposed to do that. And that's a testament that you have all capital letters, but it's a graven image that you were not of God. And that's why it's so important. I try to give my hand to do it, but my grandmother died. You don't want to have a graven image. It's a testament saying that, to God that I was not, I was ignorant and I didn't serve him. And God said in the Bible, no graven images, right? No graven, that's what that is. And I always hope that, when we pass away, we remember that, we have something other than graven image to remember by, because that's a sin.
God. Hey, that's a good point. That's a good point. That was it on that, right?
Yeah, the Bible actually says that when a man passes away, let his the memory of him go as well.
Yeah. You grieve 3 days.
Yeah.
Every
That's where the Jewish get that they do like a week.
right.
They do like some type of week where they just all sit together, the family sit together and grieve together. Then after that, they go and do what they want.
Yeah. But you grieve for a moment, because and really after death, when somebody dies, what are you supposed to do? Like, how can you might think a thought or have a memory of that person, but that person is in a better place. So that's it.
Can't affect you now.
Yeah, can't affect you now. Hey, they're chilling. They're a lot better. God.
I gotta get back on. This is Matthew 26 and 24. It says, no man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. Ye cannot serve the Most High and Mammon.
God, so you can't serve the Most High and Mammon. Mammon goes back money. All right. You can't be you can't be in it for the love of money. All right, and then say, but I'm gonna get this house. I got this house. I'm gonna go ahead and go this Fortune 500. I'm the CEO. All right, and I'm gonna serve Yahweh Shimi Al Shai on the 3rd of March at 7:45, 2023.
Yeah, but the rest of the time, you just completely involved in this world, and you're not walking spiritually.
God.
Okay.
You're not you basically waiting to get right for the Most High. All right, you're prolonging and say, you're putting off. All right, you're putting off Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. All right, if Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai has called you to wake up, hey, if it is your time, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is speaking unto you. All right. Now many are called, but few are chosen. All right.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 5 and 7. It says, make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day, for suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance.
God. And that wrath doesn't have to be ultimately Jacob's trouble. All right. That wrath of Yahweh Shemi Al Shai could be a judgment on you that day. It could be, hey, you broke your leg, you broke your neck. All right. All your substance is gone. You're alive. All right. But now you get fired from your job. All right. You can't do what it is that you were seeking to do for your livelihood. All right, but it's taken away.
Right, because what does it say? The Lord gonna come as a thief in the night. And then first peace and safety shall come.
Right.
So you can feel secure in what you have in this world. But then the Most High put that judgment on you and bring you down low. And right. Let's we'll go here real quick. This is Sirach 2 and verse 4. It says, "Whatsoever is brought unto thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate."
So take it cheerfully. All right. So, hey, you might not have what you want, but you have what you need. All right. You have what you need through the will and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Know that He's going to provide for you. That's where your faith comes in.
That chastisement come. You endure that. You don't let it. Provoke you unto sin.
God.
Because it says not to add sin unto sin. So it's like, okay, I got judged for doing something against the laws, and I know what I did. Being in this truth. See, the thing is, when we get judged in this truth, and you're privy to what you just did, that you did something wrong. You get judged for it, and you get to look yourself in the mirror and say, okay, I understand what I did wrong, and then you try to better it.
Accountability is there.
Now, if I was to know exactly what I did wrong, and then was like, well, fuck it, I already messed up, and then just keep on piling shit onto that sin, then hey, you building yourself up for destruction.
Yeah, it's like it's something as simple as you pop your wife on the Sabbath, right? And you're not supposed to have sex on the Sabbath, but this group over here said it's fine.
Or you continue to do it after that because I already broke that law. That's not how it works, right? Because if you break one law, you're guilty of them all.
Finding excuses. You got to break this.
This is Proverbs chapter 3, starting at verse 19. The Lord by wisdom hath founded the earth, by understanding hath He established the heavens. Verse 20, by His knowledge the depths are broken up, and the clouds drop down the dew. Verse 21, my son, let not them depart from thine eyes, keep sound wisdom and discretion. 22, so shall they be life unto thy soul and grace to thy neck. 23, then shalt thou walk in thy way safely, and thy foot shall not stumble.
And that's following these laws. All right, following the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Not adding insult to injury. All right. I'll read that again. Yeah. I thought you wanted to read it.
No.
Okay. Okay.
I was going back into.
Yeah, we can go back. Sorry. Lock it. Let's lock it. Slocking. Bloody nose. Taste it.
But, going back into what we were speaking on, and how that, the riches, really aren't true riches, because what did it say? Wisdom is more precious than rubies and ophir.
Yeah. All
right.
And this is the book of Matthew, chapter 6, starting at verse 19. Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. Verse 20, but lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. Verse 21, for where your treasure is, there will your heart be also.
where your treasure is, your heart shall be.
And what are we supposed to do? We're supposed to be in a kingdom mindset. We're supposed to always have, righteousness and Yahweh Bashimi Al-Shai, when we walk through this walk of faith. That's supposed to be priority number one. Now, you can't get involved with this world and think that you're going to still have the same outcome, because this world will take away from that. All right. It says that the things of this earth will be at moth and rust, just like those false idols, right? But the riches of knowledge and true wisdom, which is the fear of the Lord, that's where you want your mind to be at, because we know that Yahweh Shemi Al-Shai can give us tenfold, 100-fold. It's limitless. Hey, Shalom, Mike.
Shalom.
All right. This is first. You got something, or this is 1 Corinthians 3:19, and it reads, "For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with the Most High, for it is written, He taketh the wise in their own craftiness." And the wisdom of this world, it'll get you that money. It'll get you those things of vanity. All right. But at the end of the day, the riches of this world, the wisdom of this world, they're gonna all fade away. So everything in this world is gonna be destroyed, man. We ain't gonna have no remembrance of the folly. We only gonna remember the righteousness.
Right. We're gonna remember Sluggy. We're gonna remember judgment. All right, how to judge that situation, but it won't be like, oh man, I remember when I had that that SL Lexus, and we was out that night. We went to the bar. We had a good night. Those 3 or 4 bad bitches. You'll remember that. Hey, that night you slept with another man's wife.
Yeah, the thing is, it won't be glorified.
God.
You're not gonna glorify the wickedness that you did here.
God.
Like Jake do. You bring out all these stories about all these great times you had here in Babylon. When it's just complete wickedness, iniquity. All right, and it ain't cool. It's nothing to be glorified.
Nothing to be boasted about.
Right.
Dang it.
Right, because ultimately we learned wickedness so we could rule righteously. That's why the Most High set the basis, the wicked in rulership over us. All right. I had some. This is Romans chapter 8 and verse 18. It says, "For I reckon I don't know if that's what. Oh. This is Romans 8 and 18. It says, "For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared to the glory which shall be revealed in us."
God. Hey, the suffering of this present time, the shit that we go through on this side, all right, is not going to be not even in comparison. Like, that's not even the word that a better word I can think for it. All right, like like it's just no comparison to what will be revealed through Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai.
So the best time that you had doing wickedness, you know, is not going to be better than the worst day in the kingdom. All right, your best days here in Babylon won't be better than your worst day in the kingdom. Okay, and you know, in the kingdom we're not even going to have a bad day, right? Because we're in heaven, which means the rulership. You know, we're going to be in our rightful place. You know, Israel as a nation will be in the right place. You know, it says even the cedars, you know, the trees rejoice when the righteous are ruling. You know, and I got one more script, and sorry, I don't bring it up.
I got it. This is the book of Sirach, speak chapter 39 and verse 1, and it reads, "But he that giveth his mind to the law of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient, and be occupied in prophecy." All right. And the reason why I brought that up, because like the brother said, hey, if you continue in your wickedness, all right, you're gonna go off. And what you need to focus on, all right, is righteousness, which leads back to the law. It's the only thing that is gonna save you, all right, save you from being that parable of a rich man. All right, because everything else is folly. You could not be the rich man, all right, but think you're rich in substance. Think you're rich in worldly wisdom. All right, hey, can't nobody tell me nothing. I know everything. That's a form of people thinking they're rich. That's being high-minded, prideful. All right, people are prideful. What are they rich? They're rich in their pride. Because can't nobody tell them shit. All right, isn't to be high, all right, is to be rich.
Hey, I got a precept. It says this is Proverbs 23 and verse 16. It reads, "For a just man falleth 7 times and riseth up again, but the wicked shall fall into mischief." 16.
Read that again, Slocky.
Proverbs, Proverbs 24 and verse 16. It says, "For a just man falleth 7 times and riseth up again."
So a just man falleth 7 times and riseth up again. All right. So after his mistakes, all right, he keeps going and he keeps on going to get better. All right. He made that mistake. He learns from that mistake. He moves on. All right. He makes another mistake. He learns from that mistake and moves on. He applies the wisdom that he learned from the mistake that he did.
But the wicked shall fall into mischief.
But the wicked get taken by that mistake. All right, they never learn from it, and then they fall into mischief. All right, so that wicked who had a situation, didn't learn from that situation, but got out of that situation, said, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and change it, and I'm gonna do it like this, but I'm still gonna do it. Right here it is. Yahweh Shemi Shai delivered you from gangbanging, all right, and selling dope, all right, and you didn't get caught by the cops, or your ops were at peace with you now, all right. But now here it is, you go and do the adverse thing that you know you're not supposed to do. You go and meddle with the wrong person in the wrong neighborhood. You never learn.
This is back in Sirach chapter 5 and verse 4. It reads, say not, I have sinned, and what harm hath happened unto me? For the Lord is long suffering. He will in no wise let thee go. Concerning propitiation, be not without fear to add sin unto sin.
God, hey, he's not without fear to add sin unto sin. All right. Hey, yeah, how about Shemi Shai? is clearly telling you, all right, that they're do not add sin unto sin, and there is no what's the word I'm looking for? No I've lost the word. There's no dang it, getting by, all right, on that sin. There's no leeway.
There's no leeway on it. God. Sooner or later you will be judged. You know, as it says in the book of Ecclesiastes, 8 and 11. That though the judgment is not expedient, all right, you're still gonna be judged for that. That's why the wicked can't run from their sins. That's why everything has the Lord is long suffering. But being an Israelite, you have the mercy of the sacrificial lamb, giving you the opportunity for repentance, to set off that mortal man and come back into the ways, in the grace and glory of Yahweh Shemi Shai.
God. Hey, I gotta pray. This is the book of Sirach. This will be chapter 10. Salakia. Chapter 10 and verse 13, and it reads, For pride is the beginning of sin, and he that hath it shall pour out abominations. All right? So your pride is the beginning of your sin.
We're good. Thank you.
Good. Thank you.
You have a good one. You're good.
All right. Salakia. I'm gonna continue on that. Once again, this is the book of Sirach, chapter 13. Salakia, chapter 10 and verse 13. I'm gonna start from the top. For pride is the beginning of sin, and he that hath it shall pour out abominations. And therefore Yahweh Shemi Shai brought upon them strange calamities and overthrew them utterly. All right. Yahweh Shemi Shai, once again, all right, through your prideful ways and through not hearkening unto his word, all right, you will be judged for it. Though it's not expedient, all right, it'll happen.
That's that spirit of, you knowing what's best for you, right? That's that spirit of, the main mind state that Esau Edom has, that Alistair Crowley, do as thou wilt, that this karma, you know, that karma mindset to where, oh, if I treat everybody good, you know, then I'll get good in return. In essence, that works to an extent.
Right.
But that doesn't mean that you're not wicked.
Right.
All right. Because just because you're a good person doesn't mean you was a good person in your past life.
Oh.
All right. And your spirit still harvests that same energy.
Right. Because when your back gets against the wall, all right, and shit hits the fan, right, that same spirit is gonna come out.
Yeah, it's gonna reveal itself.
God. And that's what you're seeing with these devils right now. Hey, that's what the look at the whole mega movement. All right, these devils have lifted up their pride. All right, they have continued. Here it was, everything was okay. All right, but then you had Hussein get in office. All right, he got in office. Barack Hussein Obama. He got in office, right? And then, you know, that pride started showing because they looked at him as a so-called black man. All right. And then mega movement happened, all right, to counteract that. And then their pride got lifted up. You know, in their eyes, they lost their country in 8 years. All right. That's just an example. God.
Book of Isaiah, chapter 2 and verse 11 says, the lofty looks of man shall be humble, and the haughtiness of man shall be bowed down, and the Lord alone shall be exalted in that day. For the day of the Lord of hosts shall be upon everyone that is proud and lofty, and upon everyone that is lifted up, and he shall be brought low.
God, and this is exactly why Yahweh Shemi Al-Shai is going to bring them low for their haughty looks, all right, for their pride, all right, for their wickedness, all right, because, hey, roughly paraphrasing, pride is enmity with the Most High, all right, you in that pride, that prideful mind state, all right, and that's talking about 2/3 of our nation, first and foremost, and then the heathen secondary, all right. Let's hit the MOTV right quick so we can get on that and then we'll go to this destruction. It's coming destruction.
This is Revelation 13 and verse 14, or you want me to start at 15?
Start at 15.
Revelation 13 and 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
God, if you don't worship this beast system, all right, if you're not worshiping this beast system, how about Shemi Awashai has it ordained?
It's been the main talk lately is how everybody's switching over to the digital currency.
God.
You know, and that's playing a big part of this beast system for the NWO, that New World Order. You know, that these Edomites are trying to control the masses with.
God, how about Shemi Awashai has it ordained, you know, for 2/3 of his people to take this MOTB, all right, to lean on this system, all right. So leaning on this system, for those of you that are after the folly, all right, who trust in this devil, this system is nothing going to bring you nothing but more hell.
And you know, I was just thinking back on it because I was watching the basketball game, you know, a couple days ago, and you know, it brought me back to, you know, when I always dabbled in cryptocurrency, But before like 2015, 2014, crypto or Coinbase, which is a platform you could trade on, wasn't popular at all, And now it's it's on the it's a main sponsor of the TNT halftime show.
Oh.
All right. Nowadays that just brought back because YouTubers back then were always talking about how this system's it's gonna control the market.
Oh.
All right, and now you're starting to see that come to life.
Yeah, and it's that digital system, all right. That digital system, it hasn't been fully manifested with the governments, all right. But here it is. The governments are starting to announce exactly what they're going to do. Right. It's that groundwork is already laid. All right. Now it's time to tighten up. Everything's going to get tighter for this whole system. All right. Go ahead and read that again. All right. God.
This is Revelation 13, 15, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
God, and once again, isn't it speaking? Isn't that life here? Like the brother just said, hey, it's now a sponsor of a halftime show of a major sporting event.
This is one.
Right.
The biggest one is Bitcoin. Everybody knows about Bitcoin now. Before Bitcoin was a joke. All right, it was used by drug dealers the
black market.
The black market, right, of something called the Silk Road. If you know about it, you could order anything from there, from illegal drugs, weapons, or even hits.
God.
On that website, delivered right to your door. All right, and it was used because it was untraceable. Well, now the government is getting control of that, and now they're using it for the opposite reason to track you down.
They're using it for their Silk Road, right? So they can ultimately, with the RFID, all right, hijack you.
Right. Right out, a couple of weeks ago with what was his name, Dr. Harris Yuval,
Yep.
Or Yuval Harris, that he said once your data in the cloud, you're easily hijacked.
Right.
And what's that?
You're a part of the
why
collective.
do you think once this Crown Royal hit that all those 5G towers went up?
Right. Hey, everybody was in the house. You didn't have to worry about being on the street. And why did they enforce it more at first? Right? When Icky Vicky hit, right? It was enforced more people being in the house. When you would get pulled over, especially certain states, you get pulled over if you were out. Hey, I need to see you going to work, or what are you doing out?
Because it's chemical warfare, pretty much what they're doing.
God.
There is the things that they're trying to put into your body can alter, your state of mind, can alter
everything.
Basically say you take your God gene.
Right. It's rewritable. Right. So if something's rewritable, that means you can erase and rewrite. Right. You can change. This is how you can do. This is how you can control anything, because you're implementing it and doing exactly what you want to do with it, because you're designing it. All right, go ahead.
Revelation 13 and 16, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a thing in their right hand or in their forehead.
God. So, hey, whether it be Elon Musk, Neuralink, whether it be your employer with the RFID chip, RFID, all right, whether it be you want to go to a party and you just want to start your Tesla in a cool way, all right, or have information, or find your children, all right.
Walletmore has made it. Is trying. Walletmore. They're the first ones to come out and commercially sell. The MOTB. And by commercializing it, they're trying to add that sense of this is the new wave. This is what the rich people are doing. This is an easier access instead of dealing with all them cards you got.
Right, it's easier and safer. All right, it's easier and safer.
Can't nobody jack this.
Right, and you won't forget it anymore. Right.
Somebody going to cut your hand off to get it.
And then it's not going to work. If they do that, it's not going to work. Why? Because it needs to be in your body with your whole circulation. It needs to monitor. Right?
Verse 17. That no man might buy or sell save he that hath the thing, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name.
So you won't be able to survive in this system, all right, when this thing is fully implemented. There will be no buying or selling. All right, no more going to the grocery store unless you can prove. All right, and how do you prove? By placing your hand or doing a brain scan, however Neuralink is going to work. All right.
Or having companies where they're already perpetrating where you're using your hand or your mind or whatever to open up doors to get into wherever you need to go.
Right, because there's those who want to be test dummies.
Welcome Teslas.
They are doing test runs that signed up for it.
This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 3. It says, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition.
And that man of perdition is being revealed. All right. So being that man is being revealed, it's like it being revealed. What is that saying? That day is coming. All right. Because now we know who that man is. You go 60 years, right? 70, 80 years back. We didn't know who this man was.
He was on our side.
Right. Now, Yahweh Shemi Shai has opened it up through the apostles. All right, starting with the apostle Tahar on for us brothers, but his apostles. All right, starting with Alba Bivens, bringing the truth out and waking us up to who the devil really is. Come.
This is Micah 2 and 1. Reads, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand.
Hey, they practice it because they have the power. The power is in their hand. All right. They cannot do anything unless they devise a way to put Jake in hell. They constantly and consistently always want to put Jake in hell. Keep his condition and her condition low. All right. Keep the woman being popped by everybody and having fathers out of the house and just being a harlot. Having the men and women join the A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
All right, and then I'll go back to the curses.
God.
I'm gonna continue.
Yep.
Verse 2. And before I read it, who does it sound like? Who else is doing this right now? And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. Therefore, thus saith the Lord.
So what is that word covet? All right. Covet fields. Matter of fact, let's look that up in the blue letter just to make, I want to make a quick one on that.
And then pull up Zechariah 11:5.
The word covet goes back to the word hamad, which means to desire, take pleasure and delight in. So basically, you have a desire for something.
All right. Now,
Lust.
Covered. Now go to the word fields.
A cultivated field, a plain, a land, a country.
Okay. Now, read that verse again.
Like it 2:2, and they covet fields.
So who's covering in fields right now? Yates. Yates. He's covering in fields right now. And this is talking about the famine, right? I just wanted to point this out. They covet fields. All right. Not only this field, this landmass of America that already belonged to the so-called Native Americans, all right, Latinos and Native Americans, they continuously desire something that is not theirs. Okay, go ahead.
And they covet fields and take them by violence.
And take them by violence, as they did, right? As they did this land of America. All right. But now the violence that they're committing, all right, they're still doing that same thing if you don't want to sell your land. All right. Look at what is it? Brazil. All these other places where there's all these indigenous hits going out.
It goes back to, America trying to pretty much go and take the resources from all these other countries.
God, because they got their puppets, all right, in those positions.
Right, they did it. And what they do, they go into these other countries, and then they set up a
coup.
A coup is where they get them to rise up against their own.
Right, but that's why then they put their people in place.
Yeah, they make a deal with them, pretty much saying that they're going to raise, the technology. They're going to raise and better the living conditions of the people there, and then they get them to come in debt to them. So that's pretty much the whole game plan that America does with all these other countries that have high resources and things as such as oil, any other type of good that they can use. Brazil has a high volume of iron. That's actually what Brazil means. But the Amazons, high rich in oil. They did that with them. They did it in India. They did it in Iraq. Okay.
Hey, any place that you see a westernized outfit in mass, know that they have some type of resources, whether it be labor, right, or whether it be natural gases, oils, minerals.
Right. If you ever look into how Elon Musk, his wealth came from, it came from his parents. They had land, in Africa where they pull, I believe it's uranium. They have uranium mines. That's where the control comes from.
Since we're on that subject, the whole thing with these electric vehicles, they say that they're using Hamite slaves over there to dig up the uranium in the
Continue what you were saying.
No, they're using children, people who are just dirt poor, who work tirelessly just to get that dollar, but they end up dying from, poison, all that stuff from trying to dig up all that uranium.
And it's just, Elon Musk was doing that. All these big tech companies, because they all need that substance.
Right.
Because I believe it is uranium that all like the iPhones and all this phone technology runs off of.
Hey, it's
one of the main components.
It's no different than any mining operation. All right, your coal mining, your diamond mining. These are high level jobs, and when they're overseas, right? When they're overseas, especially, they're low level jobs with a high payout for the elite, for the owners, all right, for the stockholders. But for the ones who are in there digging, all right, and getting that substance out of the earth, it is a slave position, all right.
A lot of those people are dying
God, they die and they keep on moving. They don't even take bodies out sometimes.
Somebody else to fill this place.
Right. But hey, slavery is real and it's coming back in a big way.
Micah 2, verse 2 says, so they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage.
God, they oppress a man in his house and even his heritage. Did they not oppress our heritage? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, where you think you're a so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American, not knowing who you are and whose you are and where you come from.
Deuteronomy 28:36.
He's got Zechariah still.
Yeah, he got Zechariah.
28:36.
Yeah, you could pull that.
Zechariah 11.
Yeah.
Zechariah 11:5. Whose possessors slayed them and held themselves not guilty, and they that sell them say, blessed be Yahweh, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not.
That's talking about these these Edomites, man, who have enslaved the nation of Israel. And read that again, Saki.
Zechariah 11:5. Whose possessors slayed them and held themselves not guilty.
Right, and they think that they could get away with it. They think that because they didn't have a hand in it themselves. The people that came back today, but they're still living off the benefits of what these devils have done. That's why there's a thing called white privilege. But hey, the Lord's gonna hold you accountable. All right, go on, read.
And they that sell them say, blessed be Yahweh, for I am rich.
They that sell it. Who was being sold? Jake was being sold. He was on the selling block. This is what the history of Black Friday. Go into that. But that's an account right there you can't get away from. And
so-called Black Friday was more of a slave auction.
Right.
For when Evil E wanted to find who would be the best entertainer or the best slave out of Israelite man and woman.
Right. And that's why these
I just stand up on stage just trying to perform to see, hey,
that's why these wicked Jakes, all right, and just everybody in general, while they continuously Black Friday come, hey, they lose their damn mind. All right. Jake, hey, and especially Jake.
Right. But it was E who inflicted that slavery. It was Yahweh Shai set him up for that chastisement of his nation. Yeah, go ahead.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 36. The Lord Yahweh shall bring thee and thy king, which thou shalt set over thee, unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, and there shalt thou serve other gods, wood and stone.
God, and where is that? That other nation that we haven't known was this nation. All right, this land of America. All right, but this other nation we shall serve was Esau, Edom. All right, in this land. All right. Yes, the northern kingdom was over here, but the bulk of the southern kingdom came over during the slave trade.
All right, pull Jeremiah 50 and 33. I got to fix it. I want to finish it.
Go. Because you got like 2 more verses on microphone. Go down to. Because of these just should be destruction.
Yeah. Yeah, Jeremiah 50 and 33.
Jeremiah 50 and 33. This said Yahweh Bashem Yahushai of hosts. The children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together. And
Children of Israel, being the northern kingdom, the children of Judah, southern kingdom, will be oppressed there together. That's talking about America, aka Babylon the Great. And that's where the majority is, not where the entire nation of Israel is, right now. But that's where the majority of the Israelites residing. Okay.
Right. And not excluding the speckled bird. All right.
We have speckled birds over here too.
God. The heathens that look like the heathen nations. All right, but their father's line goes back to a so-called Negro, Latino, or Native American.
Through the captivity, the diaspora, our people are in every country around the world, throughout the 4 corners of this earth. All right, this is going to be Job 9 and 24 says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?
Who is he? All right, who was the one that did iconoclasm? All right, who was the one that sanctioned this for all images? All right, all images that were found of the saints. All right, to be changed or destroyed. All right, it was that devil. All right, it was Esau, Edom, starting with the Roman Catholic Church.
Right. That was iconoclasm. And also by that scripture, who's in control? Who's out here doing running things? That's Esau, Edom. Who put those bywords to cover up our true heritage?
Who changed the maps?
Right.
Right. Who changed the maps, and who not only bywords of a nation, all right, of the people, but of the place.
Who trying to change their own nation? Their own inheritance. This is I got a quick free and then I'll get back to Mike. This is Ecclesiastes 4 and 16. It reads, there is no end of all the people, even of all that have been before them. They also that come after shall not rejoice in him. Surely this is vanity and vexation of spirit.
Because Yahweh just said there's no end of all the people.
This is their vexation of their spirit, because they don't want to be them, because they know the outcome.
Right. They know their final end. All right. They know that their houses will not continue.
It says, in Obadiah, Jacob is a plain, and Esau is that stubble.
Right.
You don't want to be that stubble. I don't blame you.
Knowing and understanding that you're the only nation that will ever be done away with. All right. This is a first and a last that will happen, you know, after you serve your captivity.
This is Micah 2 and verse 3. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai, behold, against this family do I devise an evil, from which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall ye go haughtily, for this time is evil.
Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai said he against this family, against this family, against this family. All right? That whole family line, that whole branch is done away with. He devises an evil. That dark day is for you and those who follow after you and your philosophies, your system.
Yeah, I got a quick read this. You got something? This is Psalm 7 and verse 11. The Most High judgeth the righteous, and the Most High is angry with the wicked every day.
Yahweh Bashim Yahushai judges the righteous. All right? So we cannot be judged by men. Abba Ratazar, we are those men. All right? We're judged by Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, but the wicked, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, is disgusted with every single day. For their lies and abomination, their abomination and their lies on Yahweh Bashim Yahushai's people. For the afflictions that they continuously cause.
I want to read that one, Micah.
Yeah.
This is Micah 2 and 4. In that day shall one take up a parable against you, and lament with a doleful lamentation, and say, we be utterly spoiled. He hath changed the portion of my people. How hath he removed it from me? Turning away, he hath divided our fields.
God. Hey. He has divided our fields. All right? It is this devil who continues all this shit. All right? And these people will go down. Yeah, tweak the fuck out.
Like that up again.
Verse 5 says, therefore thou shalt have none that shall cast a cord by lot in congregation of the Lord.
47. God, go ahead and break that down slowly. You can break that down. All right, I can break it down.
This is Micah 2 and 5. Therefore thou shalt have none that shall cast a cord by lot in the congregation of the Lord. Want me to continue on? Prophesy ye not, say they to them that prophesy, they shall not prophesy to them that they shall not take shame.
We should not take shame. All right? We prophesy of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai and what's coming. What's coming in this time. All right? And what's to come for this nation. All right? For this world. All right? For the righteous to receive a reward and for the wicked to receive their reward.
They're gonna be held accountable for their actions.
God. Right. 47.
So Isaiah 47 and 1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for that shall no more be called tender and delicate.
God. So you should no more be called tender and delicate. All right. This place, all right, this place will no more be called tender and delicate. America will no more be the and as you see it now is not beautified. All right, it will continue to wax worse and worse and get even more disgusting. All right, I'm gonna pick up on that on 40. Go to
47. This is Isaiah 47:2. Take the millstones and ground mill, undercover the locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. The nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, the shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man.
So Yahweh Shemi is going to take vengeance against this place. All right, against America. Uncover their nakedness, uncover the shame. Hey, as you see, all these stars are on trial. You got Johnny Depp, who's on trial. You got
his wife.
Well,
He was getting, beat on.
Yeah, but what I'm saying,
His wife on trial.
what I'm saying is like there's still like the shame, a shame of a man getting beat by his wife. That's a shame.
The news even saying that it's a bad look for him.
Right. Hey, that's the shame.
But he's mentally fucked up. He ain't been looking right. He hurting.
Right. Hey, but you got you have these celebrities, all right, and their wickedness coming out, things that they do, all right, all these senators and governors and hey,
you got Hunter Biden.
Hunter Biden, he's not even a governor, he's just the president's son, right? Right.
It's there was a leak on it in his personal life,
right,
all his drug abuse and everything,
and then it's being covered up to the highest level. All right, to the highest level, it's been covered up, so it's showing thy nakedness and showing thy shame. All right, you got creepy Joe over here shaking away. All right, looking like he got Parkinson's or something, and he's just, hey, Obama's running through the room and not even paying the so-called president any attention. All right, this is supposed to be the leader of the free world. All right, and just like I'm 8 Mile, they say, fuck the free world. All right, and that's what these other countries are saying. All right, fuck this system and everything that you stand for. All right, because the nakedness in your shame, and you have tried to bring the shame unto other countries, and anybody who has accepted your philosophy and your way of living is now in shame. All right, their wickedness is being revealed as well. Julian Assange, for revealing, all right, revealed that nakedness in the war crimes, bringing shame. Got a pre?
Yeah, this is Matthew 5:38. This is Yahushua speaking. Ye have heard that it hath been said, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth.
Eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. That goes to show you that the law is not done away with. All right? It's that recompense. I will pay unto you double. All right? Come on.
This is Nahum 3:5. Says, behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame.
Hey, and that's exactly why you're a fucking laughing stock. Nobody takes you seriously. You're a fucking nerd. No one likes you. All right? People are only dealing with America. Why? All right? Because of the substance that they currently have right now and things that are in place. That's why your own allies are going to turn on you. Thus saith the Bible. All right? Darash, go to 42, or Slakia, go to 47 and read 7. Yes.
47.
And read from 7.
This is Isaiah 47:7. And thou saidst, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst remember the latter end of it.
You thought you were going to be a lady forever, that you could not be fucking touched and nobody would stand up to you and say shit. Right? This is what you believe. But as of recent, your homeboy Putin, right? What did he say with his missile tests? Just in case anybody think we ain't about that shit, you know, y'all get the smoke. So I'm letting you know, don't try me. This is putting it in layman's terms. All right? Putin says we are prepared for you. And what do they say? What did they say on the news? They said Russia's a mortal enemy. Damn. All right? God, they've always been at odds with America, but the fact that it is being brought into remembrance. It wasn't so long ago that Berlin Wall was taken down. That wasn't that long ago. It was in your lifetime. It goes to show you how Yahweh Shem Yahushai has speeded up time. All right?
Putin was saying, he did that, so the West would think twice.
God. And what did the West say? The West said, oh, we know about it. We know about it. We're not worried.
Yeah, they said, because they trying to keep, they don't want the people freaking out right now.
God.
They said they got, things to handle it.
Right.
I want you to think everything is under control.
When they say peace and safety.
But they're not going to be over here when them things hit. The government not going to be in,
they're not going to be in their houses. They're not going to be in their houses. Some are going to be in Siberia. Some are going to be in wherever. Some are going to be in the Van Allen belt. Some are going to be, buried in their bunkers. All right, which is going to be their graves. And some are just going to be buried just enough, just to hold, just so they can, be right there. So Yahweh Shem Yahushai can have his men, Abaratazar, we are those men, dig him up and dig him out. Put him in chains. Right, continue.
Verse 8, therefore hear now this, that thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that sayest in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me, I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children.
So here it is, America, all right, thinks that they won't know the loss of children, all right? Not only have you lost children in your wars, mostly Jakes, all right, who go over there and, fighting and, I joined to, be all I can be and give from my country when this country doesn't give a fuck about you, all right? You're just another body, just another number. Another clip for a pistol. All right? That's all you are. You're another bullet in the chamber. All right? So they continuously have this turning. All right? You can't say, hey, we all should know by now. All right? That it was an inside job when those towers came down. If you don't know by now, then
just look at that. Ted Gunderson.
Right.
If you watch one of his speeches, he go in depth about it.
Right.
He ain't no longer here.
Right. All right. So you should know by now. So America hasn't been touched yet. But Putin said, I got Satan 2 for you. All right? If you test me, we know that would be the roughly the final end to all those missiles. All right? That's that thermonuclear fire, those ICBMs, that destruction, that destroying wind. All right? Coming in. But before that, you got to have these UN These UN troops coming and causing hell. God.
In Psalms 49 and 11, their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call the lands after their own names.
God, they call the lands after their own names, as we talked about how they changed the names of the maps. All right, change regions. All right, right, change property lines, so on and so forth. All right, hey, this man is the fucking devil. Man is the devil. All right, Esau, Edom, so-called white man, is the devil that the Bible speaks of. If you can't see it now, you are fucking sadly mistaken. All right, these people don't give a fuck about you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans.
They don't care about themselves.
Right, they don't even care about their own damn selves. That's why they'll put their fucking parents in a fucking nursing home.
Why, you know, some of the, you know, a lot of the homeless now, they're more, you know, see more so-called white people with homeless.
Oh.
All right, it's not Jake just out there now. They looking just as bad, if not worse.
Drop down to 10.
Isaiah 47 and 10. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge it hath perverted thee, and thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me.
All right, your wickedness of your knowledge, you believe, all right, that I'm gonna get away with it. You know, I've searched out. Here it is. I've searched out. I have this technology. I know about this. I know. You know, I can see into the heavens to an extent. I'm ready. I'm ready. All right, and nobody can touch me. All right, but Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is gonna touch you. All right, he's gonna have your own touch you as well, because you are a house divided. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 11. Therefore shall evil come upon thee, thou shalt not know from whence it riseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee, thou shalt not be able to put it off. And desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know.
Desolation shall come upon thee suddenly. And hey, it looks like that Satan too can make sudden moves. Sudden shit can happen. All right? Understand, it's the sword of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. All right? Hey, for the fact that Putin is flexing, all right, goes to show you that this is the spirit of war. All right? And it's not limited to a region. Putin's calling out, he's giving, hey, it's a shout out. He's calling, hey, bring him out. It's a taunting. Do something. I already told you to stop sending the fucking arms over to Ukraine. Go.
Joel 3, verse 10 says, beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong.
And that's what these other nations are saying. All right, it's not only Russia. All right, who else? North Korea.
They set off some tests of their own, not too far.
That's great. God, it's not just, hey. So it goes to show you, it's not them just saying, hey, it's not just Russia said I'm strong. All right, you have North Korea, you have Palestine, you have Afghanistan. All right, you have all these people gearing up for war and having attitudes about what America has done. All right.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 18, verse 11. Now therefore go to, speak to the men of Judah and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem, saying, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Behold, I frame evil against you, and devise a device against you. Return ye now every one from his evil way, and make your ways and your doings good. 12. And they said, There is no hope, but we will walk after our own devices, and we will every one do the imagination of his evil heart.
Hey, that. Everybody's doing the imagination of their evil heart. All right, continuing in that folly. That's these other nations. All right, and Jake, Salakia. All right, and Jake. 2/3 of our own people following after their father, the devil. All right.
Verse 13. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Ask ye now among the heathen, who hath heard such things? The virgin of Israel hath done a very horrible thing. That was it.
So Ezekiel 21:9, it reads, Son of man, prophesy and say, Thus saith the Lord, say a sword is sharpened and also furbished.
A sword is sharpened and also furbished. So Yahweh Shem Yahushua is making that sword ready. All right, making it ready for the slaughter. Matter of fact, can you pull Isaiah 34? Yeah, continue on that.
Verse 10, it says, It is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. Should we make mirth? It contemneth the rod of my son as every tree. And he hath given it to be furbished, that it may be handled. This sword is sharpened, and it is furbished to give into the hand of the slayer.
God, and who's the slayer? That slayer is Yahweh Shai. All right, coming to deal with these nations, coming to claim his rightful ownership. All right, go 34. Yeah.
Isaiah 34:1. Come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein, and the world, and all things to come forth of it.
Let them hear. All right, let them hear everything that is about to go on. Let them understand that Yahweh Shem Yahushua is coming back with a sure destruction. Continue.
For the indignation of Yahweh Shem Yahushua is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He hath utterly destroyed them. He hath delivered them to the slaughter.
God, Yahweh Shem Yahushua is about to deliver to the slaughter. That's why you're hearing wars and rumors of wars. You're seeing it. All right? This is what's happening. Everybody wants to stay asleep. Everybody wants to be calm. This is not a time to be calm. This is about your very salvation. Continue.
This is Isaiah 34:3. Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains lucky. And the mountains shall be melted with their blood.
So Yahweh Shem Yahushua is about to do away with all these nations. All right. We see that World War III is on the brink. All right. It is knocking at the door. All right.
That stink, that's coming out of those dead bodies. There's going to be so many dead bodies laid out in the streets already from Jacob's trouble, but especially after these nuclear warheads hit. All right, it's going to be burnt up into a bowl, to dust.
God. Go ahead and continue on
That's
that.
why Babylon, aka America, is called a lake of fire.
Go ahead, continue on that.
Isaiah 34:4. And all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all their hosts shall fall down, as the leaf falleth off from the vine, and as the fallen fig from the fig tree.
So the heavens should be rolled together as a scroll. All right, there goes that ICBM, there goes that thermonuclear fire. All right, if you ever seen a nuclear blast, it rolls in on itself. All right, it is the will of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai that this place will be destroyed by thermonuclear fire to cleanse this very land.
You know, that scroll is, you know, if you ever seen a movie on Indiana Jones or
You have a question?
War of the Worlds, you go ahead and ask.
You sure?
We don't mind.
No, we're here to answer your questions.
Yeah.
Correct. Yes. Nice to meet you. That's all right. It's the spirit on him. He want to ask a question. You got a question, little man? You sure you don't have to be shy? Hey, you got pinched. You got pinched. Your mom was just trying to keep you in order. All right. But we definitely want to answer your question. Yeah, you know who Jacob is. Yeah, we ain't nobody. We're just men. We're servants of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. All right. So who's Jacob? Jacob's the big brother, right? He would be our like forefather, right? So Jacob, if your father's line goes back to a so-called, is your dad a so-called Negro? All right, so-called black man. All right, so he would be the tribe of Judah. All right, possibility. So the people on the sign, right? A Negro, West Indian, Haitian, Dominican, Guatemalan to Panamanian, Puerto Rican, Cuban, North American Indian, Seminole Indian, the Argentinians to Colombia, or Slovakia. Can you see that one, Darash? Chile?
Yeah. Asher,
Columbus. Yeah, God, my eyes got blank.
Asher's Columbus, Uruguayans, and Issachar, Mexico.
Right? So that would be your father. That would be who Jacob is. We are the children of Jacob.
Right, because Jacob in the Bible, he was surnamed Israel. You know, we're the nation of Israel. You know, being that your dad, you know, is a so-called Negro or a black man, you're from the tribe of Judah, possibly. You know, that's the same tribe that Yahweh Shai was from.
The world ignorantly calls Jesus.
So Yahweh Shai is his real name in the Hebrew. All right. So if you keep that, you understand that, you know, Israel, his name means Prince of Power. All right. So if you take that into consideration, you know, you're a Prince of Power. You know, you're different than these other nations.
Hey, you're special. Did you know that? Let us show how special you are.
Deuteronomy 7:6. For thou art a holy people unto Yahweh Bashim Yahushai that power. Yahweh Bashim Yahushai that power have chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that upon the face of the earth.
Oh, read that again. Read that again one more time.
For thou art a holy people.
Yeah, read it word for word. Listen up. Listen closely. All right? Because this pertains to you, and this pertains to you. All right? So listen closely.
For thou
art. Here, take off your hood so you can receive it. All right?
Right. Deuteronomy 7:6. For thou art a holy people until Yahweh Bashim Yahushai thou power.
A holy people. Holy. That means you're special. You're special in the eyes of the Most High if you obey His commandments to the best of your ability. Go ahead, continue.
Yahweh Shemi outside that power has chosen thee. Oh, the Lord? Okay. The Lord, their power, have chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
Special people unto yourself. All right, so you would be considered a man of Israel. Or you're a child of Israel right now. But when you grow up, you'll be a man of Israel. And you'll be a daughter of Israel. You'll be a princess of Israel. That is something to be proud about. You are special. If you guys understand that, Yahweh Shemi Shai, who the world ignorantly calls God or Jesus Christ, loves you.
He wants you to, follow his ways, which are in the Bible. If you, do the research and find out, just some simple things you could do. It's called on his true name. In the Hebrew tongue, it's Yahweh, which means, which is for God, and it means he exists. Okay, and Yahweh Shai is who you call Jesus. So those are important names to have because we're gonna be in troublesome times, right? And those names they're like a secret. You said something about a secret, but that's a secret you want to have.
And that secret's for you. That secret's for you guys to have.
Right.
All right, Mom, you got a question? All right. All right. Well, hopefully that answered your question. Got any more? You got a question? All right. All right. All right. Well, if you guys, hey, we're here, Lord willing, every Saturday around like 2:30, 3 o'clock. So if you got questions, come on back and we'll answer your questions. All right. All right. She's like, I already know. I didn't heard it. All right. You guys have a good one. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get back. So Salakia, hey, it was edification. The Spirit jumped on him to ask a question, have a question to ask. All right. And Aparatazai, they receive it. All right. But yeah, grab that and then we'll get back on. Yeah. He's going to grab a free right quick. I knew he had a question. He said, chicken trouble. They call him on. Lord willing, we make it. Lord willing, we all make it. It's all right. Hey, but that's beautiful. You've seen a certain continent light up in them. To understand, even though they're little kids, so is keeping their attention a little bit, but they're shy.
This is Proverbs 8 and 17, and it reads, "I love them that love me, and those that seek me early shall find me."
Hey, that little boy was trying to seek Yahweh Shemi Shai early. All right. Here it is. He was whispering everything, and his mom didn't want him to be rude, so he had to deal with the pinch. But that's why Yahweh Shemi Shai made sure that we reached out to him so he could ask his question. All right, or to tell his piece. All right, because he was in the congregation of men as a young man. All right. All right. Okay, we'll go ahead and go back.
So this is Isaiah 34:5. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall. Go back up to
we left off.
Oh, so okay. Go back to Isaiah 30. Go back 3. Okay. Isaiah 34:3. Isaiah 34:3. Their slain also shall be cast out, and their sink shall come up out of their carcasses, tongue twister. In the mountains shall be melt with their blood.
Oh, so the stink should come up out of their carcasses. All right, because there's going to be bodies all over the street. All right, there's going to be bodies everywhere. You're going to have to step over bodies and so on and so forth.
28 days later or something like that.
Yeah, like any apocalyptic zombie movie that you see. All right, it doesn't matter. All right, it's going to be that bad. And matter of fact, it's going to be worse than that. All right, go ahead.
Isaiah 34:4, and all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all the hosts shall fall down. As the
So it's like the scroll from heaven, right? It's that ICBM dropping those warheads, that thermonuclear fire. All right, like the brother was saying, you ever seen a scroll? All right, how it rolls in.
That's what mushroom cloud after a big explosion.
Rolls in on itself. You pull it out, all right? And the pulling it out is that ICBM being shot, all right? They drop. It being pulled out, all right? That arrow is pulled out of its quiver, all right? Which is that silo. Okay, go ahead.
And all the hosts shall fall down as the leaf falleth off of the vine, and off the falling fig and the fig tree.
So everything will fall. And everyone will fall. All right, who are not of the elect. Only the elect are going to survive. All right, here in the shores of America.
Just, the falling of the fig tree is, is how this this ICBM breaks apart. It arches, so it's kind of like it arcs like that, and then it breaks away. So like the wind you ever seen a fig, when it blows in the wind, it just kind of drops off the branch. When the wind's too strong, it'll break it apart. And that's what these when the ICBM breaks apart, it jumps those little parts off.
And so the ICBM goes up out of the atmosphere. All right. So it's like it's arches, like you said. All right. And then when it comes down, it opens up. There you go.
But the warheads, you got pieces of it that break apart, hit different locations.
Right. And hey, that's why it gets the radius.
Right.
The radius that it covers. Because all like we were talking about earlier, the Jericho missile from Iron Man, what do they call it? Percussion. No, the name of them that was on the news. Not Satan, but what they're using right now. Yeah, vacuum bomb, the water. All right, that vacuum bomb that they're using is the same thing. All right, sucks in and blows out. All right, go ahead.
Isaiah 34:5. For my sword shall be back in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment.
Oh, Idumea, which is Esau, Edom. All right, for his judgment for the abominations and atrocities that they have committed unto Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai's name and image first and foremost. All right, and then his people secondary. For their atrocities that they have done to this planet that was supposed to be a paradise and that has continuously been defiled. Okay, go ahead.
The sword of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is filled with blood, and is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of the lambs and the goats, with the fat of the kidneys of the rams. For the Lord hath sacrificed in Banza and the great slaughter in the land of Idumea.
great slaughter. So there is going to be a great slaughter. 2/3 of our own people are going to be part of that slaughter. All right, 2/3 of the nation of Israel is going to be a part of that great slaughter. All right, and when all nations go down to the valley of Jehoshaphat, all right, there's going to be a great slaughter there. But the real slaughter, the real altar that is really coming for is this bitch right here. The land of America. Spiritually, Sodom and Gomorrah, spiritually, Egypt, spiritually, Babylon. Spiritually, Rome 2.0. All right? Go ahead.
The sword of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is filled with blood, and the fatness. Oh, Shalaki, I already read that. Isaiah 34:7. And the unicorns shall come down with them, and the bullocks and the bulls, and the land shall be soaked with blood, and the dust made fat with fatness.
It goes to show you that, hey, the unicorn is going to come down with them. What does that unicorn go back into also? The satellites. All right, all that space junk that you got up there, all that shit's going to fall down too. All right, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is going to clean the heavens. All right, there is not going to be any trace of you. All right, so all your after the destruction is seen of America, all right, expect all that to come down. All right, because it says that every eye will see. All right, the merchants will mourn. Right?
Because China, America owes all these other countries all that money.
Right.
So when America's gone, where there goes their income basically.
Hey, income is going to be done away with. Hey, a slave has no rights. All right, a slave has no rights. We are yet today in our captivity. All right, and we have a falsification of rights. Con. There will be no yuan, no dollar, no ruby, no ruble. All right, that shit will be done away with, and you won't even think about a currency. You'll think about, damn, I wish I could get some sleep. Damn, I wish I had a shower. All right? You get 1 day of rest. One. That's for all you nations, for 1,000 years. You get 1 day of rest. Go ahead.
For it is the day of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai vengeance, and the year of recompense of the hold on. I'm gonna butcher it though. There it is. Controversy. There it is. Of Zion. So
For the controversy of Zion. All right? For his people. Right? For the atrocities you've done to his people. This is why you are getting your ass whooped. All right? For all the atrocities. For being perfect in your perfection. All right? Of wickedness. Go ahead.
and the steams thereof shall be turned into pits, and the dust thereof into brimstones, and the land thereof shall become burning pitch.
So Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is going to make sure that this place is utterly destroyed. Is destroyed. Fire and brimstone. All right? That this place will never be inhabited again. Hey. It's locking.
Yes.
Yeah, we about to close out. It's locking. Go Go to Isaiah 55. And
I had a quick one here. This
Go.
is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 3. Actually, I'll start at verse 1. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. Verse 2, and the Lord Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. Verse 3.
Oh, slack it.
So going back to verse 1, us being the watchmen, we're out here on the highways and byways, getting this word out, letting you know of the signs of times of what's going on. And, Yahweh Shema Shai gives us this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, so we can break down these scriptures and tell you the truth of what is to come. In verse 3, it says right here, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak. So the vision is yet for an appointed time, which means it's going to come when, Yahweh Shema Shai ordains it to come. And at the end it shall speak, and it's going to happen. It says, and not lie. And this book does not lie. And it says, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. So when that time comes, it's going to come. And there's nothing,
Nothing you can do about
exactly. His word does not, Yahweh Shema Shai's word does not return back unto him void.
God.
That's the spirit of the devil, right? These prophecies are going to play out.
In their appointed time.
In their appointed time. All right?
Jeremiah 31 and 31, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel, and with the house of Judah.
God. So after all the destruction has come, all right, and Yahweh Shema Shai ordained that day, all right, he's going to make a new covenant. And he's going to make a new covenant with who? Let the brother start over from the beginning again.
Behold, Jeremiah 31 and 31, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel, with the house of Judah, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt, which my covenant they break, although I was an husband unto them, saith the Lord.
God. Even though that covenant was broken, all right, and we went off, Yahweh Bashim Shai is still going to have mercy on his people, his nation. All right, first and foremost, for his name's sake. All right, because he chose us and we didn't choose him, because he ordained us. All right.
Verse 33, but this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel. After those days, saith the Lord, I will put my law in their inward parts, and write it in their hearts, and will be their power. They shall be my people.
God, so Yahweh Shemi Shai is going to change our very minds. All right, change our bodies and change our minds. All right, so we will never have to go off again. All right, so that we can be his true people and be in righteousness and be as he is. Be how Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is in perfection. Right? This is the new covenant for the nation of Israel. Right? For the 1/3 of the nation of Israel will receive it. All right? Will receive that upon the destruction of this land of America. 1/3 will receive that grace and that glory at that time. When the wicked are getting their recompense, the righteous will get their reward. All right? The righteous will receive the reward of eternal life. To not be able to go off, to have our minds change, our hearts. This is what we are fighting for. But knowing that all of Israel will receive this, but 2/3 will know death by pain. All right? Any brother got anything else? Right? So with that, we want to give all honor and glory and praise unto
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem,
double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, to all the Akim out there teaching and preaching with 144% sincerity, to the men, women, and children listening and learning, to the Bayashat Dabadat, the house of David. Till the next time we say Shalom, wa above.